It was once just an idea until breaking ground in November of 2016, and now here it is in all its glory. Spectacular SoFi Stadium here in metropolitan Los Angeles.
Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Chargers. Two former division rivals in the old AFC West. The Seahawks and Chargers are underway.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
Off of play action, here's Smith.
Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
2 yards, good enough for a first. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Smith. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10.
At their 36-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Jonathan Abram picks it.
And the Seahawks will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Let's go now.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
Joey Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Taken from just outside the 30. 56 yards the punt that time, 12 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. The Chargers sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And this is caught by Williams. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
Oh, I think we all understand his disappointment. Didn't quite get to the end zone, and you know it's just got to be tough to see a yard line underneath you after a play like that. Still, all in all, a huge play, and now they're set.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Here's Walker to start the drive. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Hold it ready.
On 2nd and 9, Smith. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
19 tight. 19 tight.
A shotgun snap for Smith. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down and then some. Give him 29 yards.
Okay, ready?
Play action. It's Smith. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Khalil Mack. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
If they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game. Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Here we go on 4th. Smith. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Running on 1st down, Eckler. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. In motion right comes Allen.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
On the move, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That is caught. It's Williams. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
Week 7 action, and we've got a 7-point game here in the 2nd quarter. And this offense hoping to change that right here. Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8th. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Justin Herbert, touchdown number 15 on the year.
And the Chargers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Ready, ready.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Geno. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing is Smith. Escaping the pressure right. Deep ball for Goodwin. They've got his man complete.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
It's a big play there for Seattle. 47 yards. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Ready. 18, Buffalo 18.
Now Geno on 1st down.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Charger drive about to get going. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Herbert now. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man complete.
A big play there just before halftime. 54 yards. The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field, but still had it covered, yet they were able to come up with a nice play.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Herbert back to the air. This is caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Keenan Allen in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chargers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now 21-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure you have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
A very solid gain of 27.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19. Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
Well, I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's had success throwing the ball the standard way in this game. And here, this little tap pass, it goes for good yardage, a little something extra in his repertoire.
And Herbert going to slide to a stop, and he has a first down. A good pickup there, a 22. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now the 4th-round pick from A&M. This is Isaiah Spiller. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Herbert. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 28-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Let's go now. Hot 70, hot 70.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Smith. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joey Bosa picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Two things you can do in that situation: run it and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the 1st down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
On 4th down, Smith. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Up the middle with Eckler. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. It's Eckler again, and they'll get him down right about the 20. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now it's Herbert. This is caught. Touchdown. Mike Williams.
A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Chargers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth-quarter lead.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes this 35-0 now. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return.
And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone.
Herbert on first down now.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up second down.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Uchenna Nwosu got the sack there.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Third and long, it's Herbert.
That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Keenan Allen, his 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year.
And the Chargers continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it is 42-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
He lets it fly for Lockett. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Eckler now between the tackles. Room here to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
56 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Play action. It's Herbert. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
A give, Eckler running to the right. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Once more, here's Eckler. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one. And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far.
Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball, but for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
They're going to pass here with Herbert.
And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Charles, they're still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you could always get the backup some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep their foot on the gas and they just want to tromp on teams. And what I like to see is, if you like to do that, how do you handle it when it comes back against you? On those days where someone can run it up on you, do you handle it the way that you expect your opponent to? If so, keep doing your thing.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And he's got the speedster Goodwin. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, whether they have a much better chance of picking up.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Desperation time for Smith on fourth down. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
They'll try the right side with Eckler. That's one they certainly wish they had back. A loss of 8. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Chargers, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants.